Oh, this is interesting. Girl Scouts, the Girl Scout cookie people just announced a new flavor. Your move, Ozempic. Let's see what you guys got. Hi, thanks for connecting. I'm Kenny Webster. Thank you so much if you're listening on the radio. We're also live streaming on the internet right now, which is something I generally do when I have an in-studio guest. And look at that. I have an in-studio guest. Rebecca Smith is here right now. Rebecca, you and I have known each other, I don't know, like a couple of years. And you are, most of the time when people come in and do this show, it's a politician running for office. It's a journalist trying to promote some website that they write for, or it's a comedian that wants to sell comedy tickets. And you are none of those things.
No, I'm none of those things.
You're here today because you want to protect children.
Yes.
And I'm just curious, are these kids paying you, or why are they, what are you getting out of this?
No, I get nothing. I don't even take a salary. I do it all for free.
You're from the goodness of your own heart, you're here today. You drove all the way in from like Conroe or something.
From Montgomery.
So you could talk with me on the radio for 15 minutes because you want to protect kids.
Yes.
And they're not going to give you Bitcoin or a lot of these kids have Bitcoin nowadays.
I wish I knew what that was, but I hear it's pretty good and has really taken off. But yeah, no Bitcoin, no nothing.
It's the blockchain, apparently. You know what the blockchain, Roblox or something? I don't know. I don't get it either. I love what you do. I think this is really awesome. If people have not found Rebecca on X yet, you should. Please find her. At Grassroots Therapist is the website. It's also your what you do on the name of the X account. But what I thought was so remarkable here, when you and I first met each other, you told me about how you were working with foster kids. And these are a lot of kids in Texas that were being trafficked. We got to meet them one night at this honky-tonk at a Jeff Canada show. I was hanging out with Steve Toth, the state representative. You and I have a lot of mutual friends. And tell me about the group, the foster care program that you are involved in up there.
So I founded Love Hills Youth just a few years ago, actually 3 years ago in June. And we work with foster youth that are teenagers, older foster youth in group homes or orphanages. Everyone thinks that group homes mean that they're living with families, but they're not. It's a modern day orphanage. And these kids oftentimes are moving from place to place 3 to 10 times per year. The foster to prison pipeline is absurd. I think 80% of the inmates have been touched by the foster care system at some point in their lives. And so our program is really about building relationships and offering the mental health services that they need, and then meeting those basic needs for clothing, hygiene, and things like that. And we're seeing some major results with about 40 to 50% reduction in depression, anxiety, and anger issues just within 3 months of working with them. And we do assessments to monitor that every 3 months. But it's a really big deal, and we're making some huge waves and impacts in these kids' lives. And we do it for pennies on the dollar.
People often need to look at statistics and data to understand how serious a problem is. And I don't have the statistics or data in front of me right now, but I have looked at them before. The shockingly large number of kids that were in a foster care program who grow up to be drug addicts, who grow up to be criminals, who grow up to go to prison, who die young, who die early, who become rape victims, it is just alarmingly, it's like numerically speak, the numbers are against them. They're not, often is the case, most of them are not going to make it and live a normal life. And,
no, they're not.
And the work that you're trying to do, what is that like to meet these children and know that the odds are against you? It's like almost an impossible game to play. Like you're not going to win, but you do it anyway.
Well, we have God on our side, so we stay focused on making sure that we work with them in truth with a lot of love, an abundance of love. And most of these kids have grown up in the system. They've never had a family unit to love on them, to raise them, and teach them family dynamics and attachments and healthy relationships. So we spend a lot of time trying to help them understand how to navigate a healthy relationship and then working through their trauma. But yeah, I mean, about 50% by the age of 24, 50% are going to be addicted to drugs and alcohol. They're going to be living on government assistance by the age of 21 or 22, 50% of them.
How could they not?
Right.
Yeah,
they haven't been given any tools to figure out how to navigate life.
Right, exactly. I complained before that average kids from nice families don't learn how to balance a checkbook or pay their taxes. They don't, because the public schools are too busy trying to indoctrinate us or teach LGBTQ ideology or what, white shame or whatever it is that they're teaching them. What's true, right? It's true. It's, all we could do is laugh at it, because what else can you do, and try to fix it. When I meet people like you, Rebecca, it inspires me, but also it's sort of a bittersweet moment, because there's so much work that you're doing all the time. It's like it's an uphill battle all the time. You're paddling upstream constantly. What is that like?
it can be exhausting at times, and but luckily I've been blessed with a really great network of not just family but friends, and the community that I live in is very devout to their faith and their values. So people turn up and they show up, and we have a call to action for next Tuesday at Conroe ISD to stand strong for the Ten Commandments. We fought hard to get this bill passed, and well, I didn't, but the legislators did. They got it passed, and here we have an opportunity for the kids to have some basic morals on the walls, and so the community shows up. So when I'm exhausted paddling uphill or upstream, the community shows up and restores my faith.
All right, so you're talking about putting the Ten Commandments on the walls of public schools in Texas. I'm not friends with a lot of politicians. Most politicians wouldn't have anything to do with me because, you've read my tweets before. But one guy I do get along with is Governor Jeff Landry. I know he's controversial, but he's made the point before that it's not unconstitutional to put the Ten Commandments on the wall. You're not requiring people to say that they believe it. And also the First Amendment says we have freedom of religion. It doesn't say freedom from religion. Most of the major religions seem to adhere to a similar belief system. Why do you think there's so much resistance to this?
I think people are uneducated. I think really the people that are saying that they don't agree with the Ten Commandments being on the walls are the ones that they also claim to be Christians, but they don't even know what the words mean. I saw a post yesterday that one lady was saying her lawyer, sister, or sibling, whatever, didn't even know what it means to bear false witness.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's amazing, right? It seems very obvious to me, but okay, yeah. And so all the more reason to put it on the wall. You should teach it to people, right? I mean, because these are kids. They don't get it. They
need guidance, and the Ten Commandments are great guidance. What is it? Psalms 119, verse 105. Your words are a light to my feet and a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. That is guidance. The kids need guidance. And then we look at Isaiah 55, verse 11, that God's word is going to give you results. And so if we give them guidance, we know the guidance is going to produce results.
I always love when I have a guest in here and I look at the comment section on our live stream and I see people asking questions. And that's exactly what's happening right now. People are talking about you in the comment section. Kristen says, Montgomery gal, she appears to be beautiful in and out. I love that. Can you please tell me the name of her organization again? The organization is Love Heals Youth. That's the foster care program that you work with. But it's not the only program you work with, right?
Correct.
Yeah, what else? What are the other ones?
So I have Love Heals Youth. I have my private practice in Montgomery County. It's called Counseling Center Montgomery County. We have an energy drink that a portion of the proceeds help us support veterans, active military, first responders, and of course the child welfare system. That's one of the main reasons we got into the energy drink, was to help support the nonprofit.
And it's really cool. It's called Bomber. It's got, I'm not supposed to talk about this, but I'm going to do it anyway. I have a family member who played a role in helping to design the electrical system.
Oh, that's cool.
on the military aircraft, which is displayed on your can. The drink, just so we're clear, you perverts. And I love that you did that. I think that's very cool that you put that on there. How do people buy this? Where do they get it from?
Right now, you can get it online at our website, bomberenergyusa.com. And there are some stores. It's all listed on the website where you can get the drinks at local stores. And we're working with distributors to try to get it marketed in more areas.
This is probably going to shock you, but as a morning radio guy, I drank a lot of caffeine. I've already had 2 of these today. And that was an average amount of caffeine for me today. How often do you drink them?
Well, I try to drink more water, but I do love the blueberry. So when I do drink an energy drink, it's going to be the Bomber blueberry flavor, sugar-free.
Very cool. All right. So one of the other things you're doing is mental health for kids. During the pandemic, I think a lot of people didn't realize before the pandemic how bad it was for kids in America right now. They're constantly inundated with technology. The food that they're consuming is not healthy. The chemicals in the snacks and things like that. So in came the MAHA movement. In came the school choice movement. In came this humongous attempt by average people to go out and remove liberal indoctrination from the average lives of just, kids in middle America. People couldn't understand this. Ever since Glenn Youngkin got elected, I think in 2021, a Republican who's the governor of Virginia campaigned specifically on this issue of trans in public school bathrooms, the gender neutral sporting events and stuff like that, and DEI in public schools, white shame, white guilt for like telling some little kid like, hey, I know you're 11 or whatever, but you're white, you're male, you're heteronormative, you're cisgender, you're all these words we just made up 5 minutes ago so we could explain why you're the problem. And weirdly enough, this has pushed not only children, but America in general really far to the right. Does that surprise you at all? Isn't that exactly what you would have expected to have happened?
Absolutely, because they're trying to indoctrinate. Well, I call them gender terrorists, and they're grooming children into gender trafficking and all these other weird things. Like they're trying to normalize sexually deviant behavior. So, of course, it's going to push all of us that if we were just right-leaning, moderate but right-leaning, well, now we're going to be pretty hardcore conservatives because family, country, and God. I mean, that's what we love, right?
Yeah, I think so too. All right, so mental health for kids is a big part of what the work that you're doing, and average people are going to watch you in this video, listen to you on the radio today, and they're going to be like, oh, thank God there's somebody out there like Rebecca Smith, because she does this work that I can't do. Like people, somebody's a mechanic or a mortgage broker or whatever it is that they do, and they hear you talk about all the time you spend. You drove here today, probably took you 40 minutes to get here, to come in and do a radio segment with me. God bless you. And most people don't have the time to do that. You're not like a wealthy woman. You're just an average person that makes the time for this, right?
Right. Well, this is a priority for me. One of the main reasons is that in mental health, we have the SAGE study produced some results saying that 90% of the people in the mental health field are far left progressive. And so I represent 3.6% of the people in my field that are conservative. And that's for a field that wants to preach diversity, equity, and inclusion. We are so not any of that. And that's the problem. We have thousands and thousands of licensed mental health professionals that are pushing these agendas and working with kids as young as 3 to write a letter for gender dysphoria after 45 minutes so that they can start treatment. And even though it's been outlawed here in Texas, they'll still write the letter because social transition has not been outlawed, and the families can then take these kids out of state. Even if the families don't agree with it, the counselor will talk them into it, and then the families will think that the only recourse for this is to get medical intervention because they don't want their children to commit suicide.
It's supposed to be illegal. I don't know if you've heard about State Representative Brian Harrison was here yesterday, and he and many others have been doing this investigation at Texas A&M University. There's that's a college for adults, obviously, but at the school, they're teaching people about how to educate young people. And in this class that they're teaching right now, a big part of it is trans indoctrination. It's indoctrination. It's not education. It's supposed to be illegal. And the president of Texas A&M University has even admitted that he knew about it for a while. He didn't do anything about it until they got caught. If we pass laws, it's still happening, and the only way to get people to stop is journalism, talk shows. It's like, well, what's the point of having these leaders? What's the point of putting this person in charge of the university if they're going to allow this to happen? Have you had a chance to look at this story yet?
Oh, yes. I've had it sent to me multiple times. It's disgusting, and it's happening at every university, and that's the major problem. Even at Sam Houston State University, it's happening in their master's program for counseling. They are creating social activists rather than mental health professionals.
Yeah, and you can't get a job. I don't know if you've looked into this, but I checked. If you major in LGBTQ studies, you can't get paid to be gay. That's not a job. There's not like a job. And isn't it all kind of the same thing? Why do they need so many words? Like gay, what's that? 2 guys. What's lesbian? 2 women. All right, so just you're a gay woman. Why do you need another word for that? What's the next one? Bisexual. All right, you haven't decided if you're gay yet. Okay, great. That's the same. Trans, what's that? I like wearing other people's clothes. So gay, basically. Queer, I don't get at all. And by the way, Rebecca, I'm not like a hardcore social conservative. I don't care if these people are what they are. I don't care, especially if that's really who they are. If someone didn't brainwash them or talk them into being that, fine. But like, we don't need to teach heterosexuality, right? We don't have different words for guys that are into blondes or Asians or whatever. So why do we need this?
Well, and I'm with you. I don't care what you do as an adult in your own personal life and things like that. But when you start to impose this on children, that's where I have a problem. And that's what has happened. And they're putting those pride flags with the gender ideology in every single classroom and saying that this is a safe space. Well, but what makes your neighbor not a safe space that doesn't want to display a pride flag? Why are we unsafe? And so it's grooming, it's alienating, and it's wrong. And it's putting these kids in a really bad predicament of being lost and confused.
All right, what's your end goal of all this? Because you're obviously conservative. You're obviously on the right. You're obviously driven by Christ and God. But the stuff that you're out promoting, and like mental health for kids, that shouldn't be political. Helping out foster kids, that shouldn't be political. Don't give kids an education. Don't brainwash them. That shouldn't be political. Do you feel like you're winning? What's your end goal for all this?
My end goal is really, even if it's just a few kids that have a difference that's made for them by seeing the 10 Commandments in the classroom, or not being trafficked into gender trafficking. I just really want to know that I'm fighting hard to make this world a better place. It's our job. And if we don't do it, then our kids are going to be stuck with this world that's broken. And then what?
Yeah. I want people that are following us, right, that are watching us on social media to follow you. So your X account is @Grassroots Therapist. Is that right?
Yes.
And the Love Heals Youth, that's the name of the program. And the energy drink is called Bomber. And, you know, I think one of your only problems is you're doing so much work for free to help out these. It's almost a little confusing. There's a lot of stuff here to explain to people. Sometimes it's just one thing. Today we're selling apples or whatever, but you're selling an entire produce section worth of fruit.
I love fruit.
That's great. Thank you for just going with my analogy. It was a dumb analogy. If people were to take one thing away from this interview today, Rebecca, if they want to help you out, what's the easiest way they can help you?
The easiest way that you could help is probably just sharing our posts, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, X, and help us raise awareness. That's my number one thing, is I want to raise awareness about what's going on with children and the mental health field, and we've got to work together to help them.
All right. Well, our radio show today is all about strong women helping other people out. Journalist Laura Loomer joining us on the program today. Holly Hansen here as well. But Rebecca, what you do is very unique from what we normally do on this show. So I commend you. I support you. And I encourage our listeners to help them out. I'm Kenny Webster. If you've been watching us live streaming, thank you so much for joining us. If you're listening on the radio, don't go anywhere. More program ahead.
The difference between a politician and a snail? A snail leaves its slime behind. You're listening to Kenny Webster.